My name is Jennifer Arnaz, and I am a birth mother case manager. One of the things that I do with my birth mothers prior, at least a month prior to them delivering, is we do what we call a hospital plan. We talk about what they want it to look like when they go to the hospital, who they want in the room when they deliver, if they want the adoptive family in there to be with the baby, or if they want the baby in the room with them. I know it's really going to be hard on them, and I don't want them to hurt any more than they have to or bring any more pain. And those are things that they don't understand. So that's one of the main important reasons we do a hospital plan, is we talk about all the emotions that's going to happen. It's not so much of the paperwork, but it's the emotions and how we're going to handle them. I was that lady. I never did an adoption, but I was that strung out girl. I did drugs, had a boyfriend who beat the crap out of me because he didn't want my baby to be born. Was homeless with my kids, had DCS issues, and every girl that comes through, somebody's daughter. I look at my daughters, I have 2 daughters, and I think, what if that was my daughter? Somebody needs to see her, to help her, to guide her, because, I would have been lost had I not been blessed with a few people in my life. And I think that just God has just really laid this on me, like, this is your plan. I couldn't obviously understand all the things I was going through, but now I look back and go, this is why. This is why I had to go through that, because so I can sit there, and when I walk side by side with those birth moms, they can know, yes, I've been down that road of drugs. I've been down it. I'm not just BSing you. I'm not just, I didn't come from some, happy life, I struggled, and I had an abusive husband, so I understand all that. And I have been very blessed to meet them, and, I know I can't save them, but I hope that they just feel loved, because a lot of these girls don't feel loved, not by their families, and definitely not by most of their birth fathers. So that's why I do it, because they're somebody's daughters, and I was that girl. Part of the hospital plans, we talk about what happens when you go into labor, and I tell them, you call me. You do not text me, you call me. And if it's in the middle of the night, you call me 20 times until I answer the phone. I don't care how many times. I always let the adoptive parent case managers know that we're at the hospital, she's getting checked in. I update them. We, again, go over the hospital plan to see if she wanted the adoptive parents to be there, or if not, if they need to get on. If they're out of state, obviously they need to get on a plane. I normally stay with them the whole entire time until they deliver, even if it's in the room or in the lobby. After she delivers, make sure she doesn't need anything. Usually they're hungry. I try to feed them because it's a workout, so I feed them, make sure they're settled into their new room, their nurses, and make sure everybody has my phone numbers for any reason. Tell them to go to sleep and not worry about anything till the next day, because they've been through a lot and they just need to get the rest. I check with the social workers at the hospital, the nurses, and make sure we've got all the paperwork in place, the adoptive parents are in there. And then I just check in on my birth mom a couple times a day until she's about to discharge. And then the day of discharge, I go pick her up. We normally go get something to eat, get her, take her to go get her medications, if any, and then get her home, get her settled, make sure things are done. We have a lot of girls that have DCS issues. That part is my job, and their job is just to go in there and have a baby. My job is to do everything else, the paperwork, deal with the nurses, deal with DCS. DCS is normally called for 2 reasons. If a girl has not had any prenatal care. That's the number 1 reason. And we talk about that. Since you haven't had all this prenatal care, they're going to definitely call DCS on you. Or if the baby test is positive or you test positive, they will call DCS. I don't ever want them to feel punished by DCS that they're doing an adoption plan and DCS got called and now they're having to fight for their other child. That's just not right and fair to them. I've had birth moms who are so nervous about being poked for anesthesia, and of course these are my needle users, and we talk about that and we say, all right, are you more comfortable if You did it. Nurses and doctors are actually seeing, especially with needle users, instead of them running away and having this huge scene, just hand them the needle, let them poke themselves, and they're done, and everybody's happy. So we talk about those different things, what things are scaring them. For birth fathers, I just like today, I met a birth mom and she brought the birth father, and I said, thank you for coming, because we love having birth fathers be part of the adoption plan. They help create the baby, so they should be able to be welcomed. Unfortunately, some feel like that they're not welcome into the adoption plan, but I tell them 100% you are welcome. We want you to walk with us too. 90% of the time, the birth fathers are not involved because there could be abuse going on. And I tell the birth moms, if he's abusing you, we can totally, help find you a safe place that he'll never find you, help you get a restraining order, help you get into DV shelters if need be. We will never tell him where you're at. For all the legal paperwork, we will make sure you're not involved in it so that you don't have to worry, that he's going to hurt you because you're doing this process, because the last thing we want you to do is be hurt. We want you to feel safe and comfortable at all times. Arizona law requires that each birth father is notified of the adoption plan, and we let the birth mothers know we're going to take care of that part. We just need his name. We serve the birth fathers with the notice. Once the birth fathers are served, they do have 30 days to respond, and then we allow the legal team to do what they need to do. Unfortunately, there are situations where we are not able to find the birth father to do that service. So I do tell the girls we do have to do a publication in the newspaper, but also and let them know, yes, your name will be out there. But I also reassure them and say it's not a front page news. It is a little section in the business section that normally nobody ever sees or ever reads, and that does run for 30 days. It's just a tiny little piece, and they usually feel comfortable after that. This is not going to be easy. It's one of the best decisions you're probably making for yourself, and it's the most honorable, but it is not going to be easy. And don't you believe anybody who tells you, oh, this is easy, because it's not. It's not meant to be easy. You have to go through this lesson to learn something about you, to see how strong you are, to see what unconditional love really is, because doing this is unconditional love, and to make something out of yourself, to show that you can accomplish a goal, because for a lot of these girls, they feel like they've never accomplished a goal. And when they do this, I tell them, see, you did. And that was a big goal. So let's start with some smaller goals.